Today we will learn what data types are, why data types are important, the different types of data types like string, number, boolean, undefined, null, array, object, and then type of function at the end. So let's go one by one. First of all, what are data types? Data types define what kind of a value a variable contains. For example, if we have a name, right? Name can be any collection of any characters, right? We can go with London, New York, any city name, right? Or any name of a person. So a name is a text, right? Then age. Age is we have in form of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything, right? Then some status like is this thing true or is this thing false? So these are all different types of data. Why do we need data types, right? So that the JavaScript can understand values correctly, perform correct operations. When I say correct operations, what if can we add two strings? No, right? Can we multiply two strings? No. Can we add two Boolean values like true plus false? Is there something like that? No, right? So to avoid confusion between text and numbers or between Boolean values or how to process data, right? By the end of the day, what we are doing, we will be processing data, right? We have to perform various operations of the data on the data. So that's why data types are important. Okay, let's begin with like the very first data type that we will continue with today is with numbers. Okay. Uh so numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, as we already know, right? So how do we go ahead with like let a b c anything, any variable name you can keep like age is equal to 25, the most common or important example. You can go with age. OTP is also number. Then we have prices, counts, like how many people were there. All these things are numbers. So we can perform operations right on these like console age plus okay, what if I just print age for now? It will just give me 25. But if I print like age plus 5, I can perform one operation side by side. Now it will give me 25 plus 30. You can just run this code, right? 30, right? And then similar way we have strings, right? Let name of a person, name of a place, your address, it can be string. So then there can be some large strings, complicated strings. We will go with them one by one. Like emails, right? We store emails as strings. Then URLs, messages, the bigger messages we have, subject lines we have, all those can be processed and stored as strings, right? And there is one method that is typeof. What this do is it will tell us the type of data that we are dealing with, right? So if I want to know type of this name, right? Let us print what type does it have. So this will give me a string, right? Just save it and run it. See, it's showing that the type of data is string. Then we have Boolean. Boolean is like for true and false values. So we similar way just write let. That's how we declare the variable, right? If its value can be changed, we write let. Else we go with const. If its value is going to remain fixed, right? Is logged in, like is user logged in or not? If it's logged in, then we can go with the next value. If not logged in, ask user to log it. That's how function validates these values, right? True or false. Boolean can have only two values, true or it can be false. That's it. Nothing else except that, right? And then if we have just declared a variable, but we haven't assigned any value, right? Let city, right? We aren't defining any value. We haven't given this any value. So if I just print city, right? What should it print, right? It will just print that this data type is undefined, right? Just to save it and run the code. Undefined. We haven't defined the value. We will define this later on, but we have declared it for now. When we write let, it means we are declaring something. What? City. So it will create one box or container in the memory with reference as city. So we haven't stored any value in it for now. And then we have null. Null means it is it is empty value, right? So let data, or you can write anything equal to null. Null means this is empty, no value exists. Well, and value is intentionally empty, right? This we will cover later on in more in detail. And then the sixth type is array. Array is like it is used to store multiple values together when we want to store more than one value. So that's how we that's why we have arrays, right? If we declare it as const fruits, it's up to you. If you don't want to change the value, you can write it as const, right? Apple, banana, orange, you can keep it anything, right? Orange, or you can just keep this. It's up to you what value you want to store it. True, false, right? And whatever you want, right? So if you simply want to print it, like if you want to print the whole thing at once, then you can simply write console.log, then fruits, right? Save it and run it. It's very simple. See, it's printing the whole array at once. Some of the language we also call this list, like this is a collection of values. So, but here in JavaScript, we only deal with arrays. Okay. If you want to print some particular value, right? Like fruits of 0. Why 0 is it always starts from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. It always goes like that. See, 0 is apple. And then we have objects. What are objects? These are used to store in key value pairs. Like suppose I here we refer it with numbers, right? 0th, first place, second place, third place, fourth place. It will print us the value. What if I want to store some key, right? And then want to fetch its value. Suppose you want to store value as a password, right? And then what will be its actual value? Actual value you can keep it anything like apple 123, banana 123. Anything can be like that. So just write const, right? User is equals to then what this is user is a key, right? Then it has we can keep inside it like we can have more key values, right? Keys name is John. You can keep anything whatever you like, right? And then age, right? John itself is a object, right? And then inside object we have key value pairs, right? But how do we refer them? How do we get those values? So there is one way. Either you can simply print the whole thing at once, right? Like what if I print user, what it will show me? Just save it and run code. See, it's showing you everything like name, key and its value, then key and its value. What if you want to just print John? How you will print it? Just write user dot key value name, right? And what if you want to print age? Like here, suppose I am sending 18, right? To save it. And similarly, you can write console.log and then user dot age. It's already giving you the suggestions, right? Save it and then run it. See, John, then age is 18. That's how we are printing it. So similar way, you can check data type of any value, right? Suppose console.log. I want to check the data type, right? What type of data I am dealing with user, right? Let's write user over here, right? Just save it, right click and run code. See, it's a object, right? Its data type is object. This is object and here values are stored as key value pairs, right? Key value, right? So, okay, we can go with more examples if you want in the upcoming lectures, right? So in the playwright automation, right, how these will be useful to us, right? We have urls, right, which we will be storing as strings. Then otp values can be numbers. Then we will store the validation results whether the test is passed or failed, right? Then multiple users can be arrays, test data can be, we can store that as objects, right? So if we have a bigger data, right, we can store it as objects. And apis, right, they give us bigger, the results as bigger objects, how we will reach over there, right? Eh, so we will cover all those details step by step in the upcoming lectures.